Guys, Chris here to show you the results of the latest tutorial, which is this nice little timber compost bin made from recycled materials. Have a look there, and don't be too afraid by the sloping size there. Just the way this tutorial has been worked out, you don't really have to cut or measure anything on an angle. So it's all sorted for you, and this is probably the easiest tutorial I've done so far. So, and if you're wondering why the slopes are important, just as with regular plastic compost bins, it means that when your bin is full, you can just tilt it to the side, and let the compost out. And you can be assured that it's not going to get stuck in there and leave you with problems and having to shovel or anything like that. So I'll show you inside this first, but after that, stay tuned, and I've got some notes on pallets, because everyone seems to have an opinion on the internet. But here we go. So there's the lid. As you can see, it's pretty over-engineered, but the lid is the thing that will get the most sun, rain, and it gets moved around. So you really want to reinforce that lid and give it plenty of oil. Now let's have a look inside. So we've got 4 legs, simple as that, and a divider. Now you do want a divider to keep the center of your compost pile separated, because otherwise oxygen can't get in there. You end up with an anaerobic environment, and your compost just ends up being this gross goo, and you don't want to look at it, you don't want to smell it, you don't want to touch it. It's just gross all around. So make sure you have some kind of divider down the center like this. Now, a lot of people will use PVC pipe and cut slots in it, which is better than this and lasts a lot longer, but that costs money, and I don't have a huge amount of money at the moment. So I found an old roll of this just in the back of my garden down in the corner there from the last tenants, and that was my perfect solution. Now, this plastic, I've included in the price for this tutorial the fact that you might have to go and buy some builder's plastic, but I used an old mattress cover from when my mattress was delivered a year ago, and it came up pretty well. Alright, anyway, so that's the compost bin. Let's talk about pallets. Now, when I posted up the tutorial for these nice planter boxes and also this little fish tank over here, a lot of people were saying, don't use pallets. Just very anti-pallets, saying they split, they're ugly, they're not worth the time getting them apart, you're better off buying timber, blah blah blah. But really it depends on, if you're on a salary job, for example, you just can't work an extra 2 hours and go and buy timber. Some people don't have that option. So pallets are the solution for them, and they're also the more sustainable solution, so that's obviously why I've chosen to use them. And on the other end of the spectrum was a whole bunch of people saying, they look too good, I don't believe they're from pallets, I'd like to see the pallets they're from. So yeah, not all pallets are created equal, I think, and that'll depend on where you've come from around the world and how hard you look. And to be honest, I think how hard you look is really the thing that's going to affect what kind of pallets you find. So I'd suggest looking at any businesses that receive deliveries quite often. For instance, for these projects, I'd say I got about half of them from a self-storage company which was nearby, and they're obviously getting shipped everyone's crap constantly, and so they just had pallets. They didn't know what to do with them, so they're begging me to take as many as I could. Anyway, the pallet naysayers are right in one respect, and that's you will lose timber, as you can see here. So I lose about probably 1 length in every 10 that I take off a pallet, which I've chopped up here, which makes it look like a lot more than it is, but that's so that I can give it away to somebody who has a stove rather than uses natural gas during the winter. Although that does look like heaps, that's from all of these projects, plus there's a bunch of timber left over here, and a lot of it, I'd give it a 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10. It's not bad timber, and I like it, and I'm going to keep on doing it. Anyway, so that's the compost bin there. Happy to say that the last article passed 60 or 70,000 views by now. So thanks for following and liking, and the next project will come soon. Thanks.